Hello friends, family and other creatures of the sea, and welcome back to a high-level best of 3 between Shin and Byun. A Zerg versus Terran, Kerrigan versus Raynor, like we haven't seen in years. So this Reaper's just kind of hanging around. Yeah, that's very stellar Reaper control. I always feel like he is too happy letting the Reaper just tank him. It's like, this is a freaking crazy move now. He goes in with like 12 HP, throws a grenade, runs across the cliff line, and then jumps down again. I don't quite see what the purpose was of this. I guess he gets a scout on the third base here, which, you know, good for you, but it feels like he's tanking so much damage here and not really achieving a whole lot. Ooh, he really wants to get that tumor, doesn't he? Oh, takes another hit. Whenever you take a hit, it resets the timer of when you start healing, so it's really bad to take too many hits. And it often, so if you just hit a Reaper once or twice, it allows the Zerg to easily get a creep tumor down, and that is really the main goal of the Reaper, is to see if he can clear some creep tumors. Uh-oh, this looks bad here for creep tumor, man. Aye, aye, aye. No tumor for you, Mr. Shin. And although, if a doctor tells you that, that is a nice thing. If the Reaper tells you that, it's a lot less nice. Third command center going up in the main base. Yeah, this floating egg. The red egg. There's this Dutch book. In Dutch high school, you're forced into reading 10 books before your final exam. And you have to write like little summaries on them and, you know, like key concepts. And there's like a list of books that you're allowed to read. And one of them is called The Golden Egg. And everyone has it on their list because it's one of the books on there that has like 60 pages. So as a lazy high school student, everyone in the Netherlands pretty much that has gone through high school knows about the golden egg, because it feels like a cheat code. The book is about 2 golden eggs floating through space, and then when they touch each other they explode. That's why it's called the golden egg. But this isn't even a golden egg, it's just a red egg. But whenever I see an egg-shaped thing with like, you have a metallic color, I have to think of this stupid book. So although back then I won some time, in the end, the golden egg won by consistently occupying space in my mind. And there's already very limited amounts of that, so it's a loss overall. You know, short-term gain, long-term loss, the way it's supposed to be in life. Alright, what do we have here? Lair coming in onto the third base. Lovely to see. I never quite understand why people do this. It's like, here's some more information for free, but it is indeed what Shin is doing here. An interesting call, that's for certain. A couple extra barracks coming out. Double Banshees have decided to stay home. I'm not entirely sure why we're staying at home with them, but Byun doesn't really seem very keen on moving out. Hellions are active on the map. Okay, now we're sending out. I think this was just a mistake. I think he just forgot about it. Carapace and range coming in, so we're gonna go into a range-based gameplay style. I don't quite know what we're gonna be doing. Okay, Hydra then comes in. Is this just gonna be pure Hydra? Like Hydra, I've been hearing some mumbling, some murmurings. Been hearing some noises of Hydraling Infestor, but we have a Baneling Nest as well, so there goes that theory. Maybe it's just gonna be Hydra Bane with range upgrades. I mean, it is allowed, it is just not super common. Usually we do see melee upgrades when people go into heavier Baneling compositions. But Shin maybe has a different take on that little tale. Queen is gonna go down. A couple of workers here are gonna fall as well. And these are 2 Banshees without cloak. Don't want to take too much damage against these guys. 4 drones, 1 Queen. I think Byun's gonna be quite happy with with this particular hunting session. All the links now showing up. Byun making sure that he doesn't accidentally stim his units there, because that would have been a serious error. Second tank out. Combat shield, 1-1 upgrade. So I think he's delayed his medevacs a little bit. It's just going to go for a very tight marine tank push. 2 tanks, 1-1 upgrades, combat shield. Move across the map, see if we can win the game. And behind this, look at this. This is just a full wall. What a cute setup that he's created here for himself. Armory, factory, all on the wall. He's going to be done building SCV, so he's going to lift this little depot. Maybe even put 1 marine behind it, so you have someone to shoot from behind the barricades as well. These rocks are about to go down. And look at this, a straight line. Boom. over to Shin's bases. Now, Shin does have pretty decent supply, but also has a very high worker count. And this is kind of hitting like a truck. And trucks do hit very hard. Not sure if many of you have been hit by trucks before, but I doubt it, because you probably wouldn't survive it. Banelings don't have the bailing speed quite yet, as the Marines are kiting back. Tank in the back with a good shot there. 3 out of 4 Banelings falling. 1 more Bane alive, as the Hydra's now pushing further forward. But without muscular augments, it's actually looking pretty tough. Bailing does get taken out here, as the Marine count starts to dwindle a little bit. The next set of Marine shows up, and so does another tank. These initial fights have been fantastic for Byun. As the Baneling count is currently 0, I'm starting to seriously like what Byun is doing here. Hydra's moving towards the right side, Overlord popping down as well. I think Byun might just be accidentally winning the game here. I'm not sure if this is what he... well, it's probably what he wanted. I'm not sure if this is what he expected, as the Hydra count is dwindling rapidly. Marines still alive. Banelings now getting targeted down. Some of them did almost manage to connect. I feel like these Marines are fairly low here as well, but the tanks in the back doing so much damage. 18 kills and 7 kills respectively for these bad boys. The new elite group of Marines is moving across the map right now, and it's going to try and help out these boys that are still around. Hydra's moving in further forward. Link's coming out. 3 tanks still here. 3 medevacs still here. GG gets called. Shin leaves game 1. And Byun takes it. And that, my dear friends, brings us to game number 2. We have a Reaper versus a Queen, a 3rd CC, some speed, a 3rd base. Pretty fast 3rd Queen though, that's one thing we do need to note here. And slightly faster speed than we had before as well. Starport coming down, refinery. I'm not expecting anything revolutionary out of Byun. I'm expecting a lot of things out of Byun actually, but a revolution ain't one of them. If he was in France, the French Revolution would not have been a thing. 'Cause he's just a man that likes to, you know, go for the standard, the default. You know, he'd be eating his croissants like revolt. I don't think so. Give me a black coffee and a croissant, and I'm happy. Do the French actually drink black coffee, or is it? Do they do it with like? I feel like they probably put like some sugar and milk in it. It's like a very French thing, isn't it? It wouldn't surprise me if the French invented the cappuccino. Not many people know this, but Starbucks actually came out of France as well. No, that's not true. I was gonna make up a story, but actually no, Starbucks was created in Seattle. There's the original Starbucks is there, and you can buy merchandise in the original Starbucks. And people line up to get a coffee from the original Starbucks, which tastes the same as the coffee from other Starbuckses. One time when we were in Seattle, there's a beach there that's called Alki Beach or Alki Beach or something like this. Kyle Beach. And I had this little like a comic book drawing of a beach in this like information folder, explaining me that this was the best beach, and there was people playing beach volleyball on there, and a guy was snorkeling in the water, you know, and it looked freaking amazing. And I showed this picture to some other people. We were there for a tournament, MSI Seattle 2014. And I showed this picture to the others, and they all loved this, despite it not being a real picture, but a drawing. They were like, man, this looks freaking sick. I was like, yeah, we should all go to the beach. And it was, the weather wasn't great, but, you know, we had grand visions of playing beach volleyball and snorkeling and swimming, you know, and having a good time on the beach. Like, there was a guy with a jukebox in the drawn picture as well. So we were seriously looking forward to this beach. We had to cross the water. And it was quite a mission already. Like there's a bit of a, I don't know, it's like a river or a lake or whatever the hell it was. We had to go across it to get to the beach. So we went on the ferry, and the entire process took like an hour and a half. And I was like the big leader of the group, you know. I was gonna take the man to the promised land. And I had a group of like 15, 20 people. Innovation was there, SOS, parting. It's like, you know, big rollers of the StarCraft scene. So I felt a good amount of responsibility to lead those people to where they wanted to go, which was snorkeling with the fish and, you know, playing beach volleyball, which is what they wanted. And after like an hour and a half of like sitting on a boat, and walking around trying to find it. We get to this beach, and it's legitimately the most disgusting beach I've seen in my life. Like the sand, it kind of looks like it doesn't look like sand color. Like we knew it was sand because it was on the beach and it felt like sand, but no one would describe this color like the color of sand. And it just looked like someone like puked all over, you know, the side of the beach. It just looked disgusting. There was no beach volleyball net. There was no guy with a jukebox either. And there definitely wasn't a man snorkeling because the water looked disgusting. So, you know, I was like, well, guys, here it is. And I went into the water, you know, I was like pretending like I was having a good time, but they weren't buying it. So then we all went to eat at a Mexican restaurant instead. Which was okay, but not, you know, not what we set out to do. So yeah, nothing good comes out of Seattle. Starbucks blows, and their beaches also blow. That's what it is. Alright. That's some minor interaction during this long tale of times past. Nothing revolutionary though. This is a very similar attack that Byun is going for. Byun frequently does this. When he has a build that works, he'll just do it again. And then he'll be surprised when it doesn't work a second time because people adapt. This time it feels like Shin has a significantly quicker centrifugal hooks. Where last time he didn't have the bailing speed quite yet. This time he will have the bailing speed. And that I think is just going to be a game changer. Lots of creep is actually being denied, which is nice. See? You have 2 tanks. It's also a good position, but you're not really hitting anything. Like, you're hitting some creep tumors, which is neat, but that's about it, you know? I don't think it's going to be good enough. Behind all of this, by the way, we're going for 8 racks. Rather than a second factory and all that good jazz, we're getting 3 more barracks. So this is going to be significantly more committed, despite it being significantly worse as well here so early on. So you get the stims to come off, and I think this is kind of ending a disaster here for Byun. Byun ends up losing both of his tanks, does not have enough marines to really deal with this force. Just going to get pushed back here. Keeps most of his medevacts alive. I do feel like Shin might be chasing a bit too far. Like, this is over-eager. This absolutely is over-eager. You cleared 3 tanks. You're playing against an 8 racks. You don't actually have to fight off creep. Like, you need to fight on creep. Ideally. Infestation pit coming in. Second carapace upgrade coming in as well. Marine count is phenomenal. So, if Byun would, you know, he had a little lamp and he would rub it right now. And the big blue genie comes out. Starts singing his song, and then after the song, Byun wishes that all bailings were to disappear from this game. Byun would have a very reasonable shot of winning this game. As it stands, however, with 36 bailings out, and without the lamp, no genie, this is going to be significantly harder. So if there is a man with a bird asking you to follow him into a cave right now, Byun, I think this would be a very solid time to go and do that. Oh, well, Marines are gonna almost fall. Wanting to snipe an Overlord. That's also like the silliest way to go down. It's like losing 10 Marines to snipe 1 Overlord, while your opponent is already maxed out on supply and probably has like 4 too many Overlords. Oh, here comes a run by. Byun does need to be a little bit careful. He's moving his entire army back to deal with this. Oh, Depots didn't even lift in time. Depots did not lift in time there. Fort CC has finished up behind all of this, by the way. So it's not like Byun has completely committed into this attack. He had completely committed into this attack, but then it didn't work, and now he's kind of going somewhere else. I guess that is not really fully committing then, is it? Because if you're fully committed, then you can't go back. Like how I was fully committed to the beach in Seattle. There was no going back. Then we had to switch it up. Oh, we got a pretty major fight over here. I don't think any of these fights can actually end up going very well, because there's just too many bailings and not enough tanks. It's an illusion for that Byun is still gonna get a good fight here, like out on the map. Especially with like a one-side attack. He needs this type of stuff. This is really cool. So it feels like the left side attack was more of a trick, if anything. Not a real attempt here at winning the game. He's going to try to push into the main base here with some of these medevacs. Actually doing a good job at this. This is a really nice thing to happen for him. And at the same time, we have a major marine attack moving out through the middle as well. If these evos go down, that would be a huge deal. Oh, goes for the infestation pit instead. Now finds one evo. I think he could have gotten both, but he didn't. Evo chambers going down is always so annoying for Zerg. So annoying, because upgrades take so freaking long. And I think this is something that Byun might be eyeing later on as well. Look at this. Main base once again completely empty. Byun could try to go into the main. No, main is empty. No, does not go there. Could have attempted to go for it, but didn't. Okay, here we go. Spore is setting up though, and that's going to be the end of this this little tryout. Third tank shows up. Viper's not quite in position to cast our Blinding Clouds. We have a flank coming from the left side, I think, with Ling Bane. Ooh, it's coming in a bit early though, isn't it? This is coming in a bit early. Not the most well synchronized attack I've seen in my life. And doing that while your Vipers are gathering energy, I think is a mistake in general. She lost a lot of Banelings here that could have been used after Blinding Clouding some of these tanks. So here we go. Vipers moving in further forward. Double Blinding Clouds, that means that these tanks are now disabled. As this is just going to get pushed back. Medevac count still looking stellar. Right side once again cleared. Oh, can we get target fire on these Banes? We don't get any target fire at all. That is surprising, to be quite honest. So Byun's going to drop into the main base. Wants to snipe another Evo chamber, I think. But at this point, the Evo chamber has already finished its job. There is a queen over here. This is starting to turn into a very active game. I feel like Byun is throwing away more units than he can afford. Like, these types of trades are really not that bad if you have 5, 6 bases, 8 orbitals behind it, you know, and you have a big bank. But Byun doesn't really have a big bank. Byun doesn't really have that many bases. Byun is practically working off of 3-base eco. This is still, as far as the eye can see, a 3-base all-in. He just has a fort with it. Like, he's only building Marines right now, nothing else. Like, he believes he can still do something, and I think Shin is pretty much dispelling that belief in real time right now. It's just not going to be possible. +3 infantry weapons is going to finish up. It's going to help out against the Lynx. It's going to help out against the Banelings. It's going to help out against the Hydras, but I just don't think that the Byun has enough stuff here. Which could be a serious issue. Which is a serious issue. Meanwhile, Shin taking his 6th base on the left side. It's going to retake another base on the right. It's going to be his 7th then. I mean, this is looking extremely rough. He's going to have 4 orbitals mining, 2 from forward positions that can't be defended. The moment Shin realizes this, like, Ling run-bys are going to be freaking insane. Like, actually insane. The moment this Ling spots the fact that this is an orbital, there's not going to be a moment in Byun's life where he can sit back, relax, or even push across the map. It's just not going to be possible because there's always going to be run-bys everywhere. Like, Shin sees this orbital here, and this is the best thing you can see. Like, oh my god, this is so neat. That is so freaking nice. Byun's still solely relying on Marines, by the way. He's lost 202. He has 51 extra in his army still. He's legitimately just playing pure Marine. The thing is that Marines don't scale so well into the late game due to Banelings existing and Lurkers and Ultras. Like, this army should be very reliant on high tank counts, but we currently have 2 tanks. There's only a single factory and it's producing mines. Like, the moment any Lurker moves onto the map, I think the game just ends. The moment an Ultra finishes up, the game also just ends. Like, there's a lot of things. Like, even something like an Infestor here would be crazy. Because there's really no backup here at all. This is all reliant on the Marine versus Baneling micro. And seeing how that will go. Okay, here we go. One big Blinding Cloud. Do we get another Blinding Cloud here? Maybe on the bio? Answer seems to be no. Maybe Parasitic Bombs. Okay, Blinding Cloud in the back as well. Baneling's trying to connect with stuff. Links are gonna split off and this command center is toast. Absolutely gone as the SCVs are gonna fall. So at the same time we have a big chunk of Marines here moving across the map. That is what we'd call surprising. Lots of Overlord here being sniped. Oi, 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 oi. That is very surprising. Lurker then is about to finish up. Overlord snipes though is nice. Let's see if maybe... The only way that Byun wins is if he moves across the map right now. And just accidentally wins it. Like, killing those overlords is actually a nice little add-in. And Shin isn't that rich either. Like, Shin has lost quite a bit of mining. So Byun's been losing, but so has Shin. We're now actually in a pretty weird situation. Where if there's no tech units out... and Byun takes a very good fight, I could actually see him win this all of a sudden. So we have a new fort base as well. This base is also being attacked by a single link that's dealing quite a bit of damage. Scan on the left. 5 marines moving further forward. And here we go. Mine shot is good. That's a good mine shot. Vipers are practically useless. These lurkers are going to be extremely important. I think these lurkers are the game changers here. Because the marauder count is growing quite big, and it means that banelings not going to be as effective as they usually are. Yeah, lurkers coming in from the side right now. Byun's going to see that soon. It's going to be very sad about this this entire thing. Here come the Vipers. Some parasitic bombs I think would be useful. We're going to get a couple of blinding clouds instead. Not loving that. Might just be good enough. Those marauders are going to try to tank a little bit. Marines in the back dealing a lot of damage. At the same time, the Ling Bane army ends up dying here on the right side. Byun though moves in further forward, kills one hatchery. Lurkers are not in this side of the map. Or they're on this side of the map, but not in this particular position. One more Bane remains. The Marines turn around and start fighting again. I don't think these Marines have enough health to truly engage into this type of behavior. But another base gets sniped. Look at that. Eco right now is fairly similar. 65 workers to 55. However, a couple of mules are out as well. Okay, Marines coming in. We potentially could get a base trade scenario here. We have no lurkers, no nothing. No, okay, we have 2 lurkers here defensively. Look at that. Oh my god. Marines are so freaking loaded. These 2 lurkers dealing a lot of damage by themselves. It's actually quite a big deal. This base is going to fall. Ideally, the drones also go down. There's always a chance in life if you end up base trading against a Terran. Like, if you get a couple of Liberators out, for example, that could be something. Ooh, there's a lot of Hydras, actually. Okay, so this base goes down. 140 supply to 134. Hydra goes down. Another Hydra is going to fall. Nope, will barely stay alive. Behind this couple of Marauders are probably going to rally to their death here through these Lurkers, through the Hydras. Yep, there we go. Gonna start attacking this bad boy. If this army now comes back home, we do have a Lurker, a bunch of Lynx at home. Income though, surprisingly close still. 49 workers to 37. Here we go. Good flank out of Byun as well. As he comes in from multiple sides. Lurkers are gonna fall. All of them going down. 50 workers to 33. Army supply 62 to 59. Upgrades. We're lacking something on the melee upgrades potentially. Like lurkers are going to be the absolute key here. Because the supply is so freaking close. This base has 4 mules available. I don't think you're going to cast all of them, but I think you want to cast at least 2 or 3, no? Yeah. Oh, he's going to go for 4. There you go. Very reasonable, I think. It's these 2 changelings actually seeing the move out towards the right. This is going to be an impossible fight here. Might kill a couple of links, but that's going to be it. Picks up and boosts away like a beast. 16 more links on the way. 8 banelings coming in. 8 extra links as well on the way. I'm having a tough time seeing Shin lose this. But Byun is actually making some serious plays right now. Like, this is also a real army, you know? Like, this is no joke army. Byun's going to be moving in here. It's Baneling Lurker as a defense. It's tough to engage into. At the same time, we have Marine Marauder Mine as a defense on this side. And the Lynx are very happily killing that. At the same time, this is also going down. So this base is going to fall. It's going to be a base for a base. Good kiting out of Byun, though. Who's rallying way too many Marines into his opponent. Still has a base active here on the left. Turn it into an orbital. That was a fresh CC. And instead of getting a planetary, you got an orbital here. I mean, got him some cash. What an awkward game we find ourselves in right now. Supplies, army supply, pretty much even. Ooh, this CC falling would be a big deal. You're gonna pretty much get a flank here. Good mine shot. Oh, here comes the flank. Here comes the flank. Although a portion of Byun's army is not actually really fighting here. That is frustrating. Here comes the rest of the forces. Healing is not going to be enough. 52 supply versus 40. GG gets called. Shin ends up winning anyway. And the series is all tied up. What a game. Holy crap. An insane back and forth there. I'm very surprised how long Byun managed to stay in and how close he managed to make it. Because it felt like his position was genuinely quite crap. Like, unit-wise. He was working with such a primitive force. And Shin... Yeah, Shin just... I mean, Shin had a good army. Shin had a good army, but every single time those fights ended up not going so well. It felt like every single time Shin tried the base trade, he ended up kind of losing until the final base trade, where he kind of ended up winning. But yeah, it was wild. Absolutely wild game. Had Byun's forces been a little bit... Ooh. What is this? Oh, he's just going to build it on position. Right, that's what's happening here. So he's skipping the factory temporarily as well, because usually you'd get the factory before this. So this is a very different setup here that we're seeing right now. This is going to be multi-racks out of Byun. How interesting. Multi-barracks. 3 CC, very quick. 3 barracks, very quick. I've seen builds like this where you go really quick 3cc and then also add 2 E-base. I freaking love upgrade rushes in general. Like if you go for like an upgrade rush into an 8 racks, it's like, Like that's my type of vibe, you know? That's absolutely what I'm here for. Let's see what Byun's plan is gonna be. Like... Whatever comes out of this barracks is going to be quite telling. I think it's going to be a second tech lab. But if it's a reactor, he wants higher marine counts and maybe like a stim push. But usually it's going to be... Okay, it's going to be a reactor. Ooh. So then you probably get a slightly faster factory as well. So if this is a tech lab, you go for like a combat stim type of push and you hit without medevacs. With this, because you have a little bit more gas left over, because you're not investing 100 gas into something else, you can get a much quicker factory. And thus... These types of pushes, they hit a little bit later, but they do hit with double medevac. So it's more of a standard type of approach. This map also feels pretty bad to go for like a pure stim combat shield timing. So do appreciate what Byun is trying to do here. Ooh. This Overlord's going to get taken out. Does get the scout though. I mean, this Overlord knows it's going to die. And Shin knows it's gonna die, so he usually doesn't get supply block because you're sending it in with the knowledge that you're most likely gonna lose it. Just getting the information that there's this many Marines is actually just completely fine. Like, he's gonna be happy. He's gonna be real happy with that. Evo Chamber coming down defensively. Lair comes in right now as well. Starport on the way, double eBay. It's really starting to shape up for a very standard type of mid-game. Extra barracks coming in. Like, the eco for Byun, though, is really extraordinary. Compared to what you usually have, like you just have a lot of cash. Really do just have a lot of cash, and that feels freaking great, let me tell you. Okay, 2 more barracks now, about 25% in. It's feeling good as well. Building nest, Evo chamber. Kind of lacking a fort base here for Shin. I also wonder if getting 7 queens is actually correct against this type of setup. Like even 8 queens, like you're spending so much cash into stuff that isn't helping you for quite a while. Just delaying everything. That creep spread is of course a necessity, but still. We'll see how this is gonna go. Spore crawlers here will be essential in my mind. This is a nasty position for a tank as well. You put a tank over here, you can drop marines down there. And like, this area is not very easy to run through with links. So it's just one of these spots that you probably need to deal with at some point as Shin. Either by building a base there or by... just having solid defenses all the way around. Gonna be a mine-based playstyle, by the way. 5 barracks. 4 reactors there. 1 reactor on the mines as well. Ooh. Byun's going to be moving over towards this fort. I'm not sure. Is he going to float this? Or is he just going to build it in position? It's a typical Byun move as well. Just building a CC in position. There's a big Ling run by with a couple of Banes as well. Running further forward. Here goes Byun. Sees it in time. Pulls back. Instantly also turns around his medevacs. You guys might not have seen that, but on the minimap we could notice that as almost all Banelings going down, but 2 survive, and that's enough to destroy a lot of these SCVs if he does get there. SCVs now moving towards the left, moving towards the right. Marines are going to clear a lot of Lings. 1-1 is going to finish up as 9 SCVs end up going down. It's 81 workers to 49. These are numbers that, if you're Byun, you're not going to be super happy with. You're actually going to be quite upset by it. It goes for a 4 medevac drop instantly. 4 medevac drop. I mean, one of the issues I feel like for Byun has just been that he's only been building freaking Marines. Like, pretty much all the time. Like, there's a couple of mines in here, but the previous game was practically pure Marine. This has been practically pure Marine. Okay. I'm afraid that he's a bit too Marine-brained at the moment. Which is something you don't want to be. The thing with Marines is that they're so easy to build. You know, they're cheap. They always feel like they're kind of worthwhile, but the question isn't whether they're going to be okay. The question is whether it's going to be good. And for now, I don't mind it. But we don't have a Fort CC quite yet, which is starting to worry me. Ooh, that's nice target fire. What the hell? Whoa. Holy crap. That came from multiple angles. That was really well done. I think Shin kind of is like, what? Like, it was like one of these was supposed to hit, and neither of them did. Now we're in this really awkward situation where the Marines are super far forward. They're just shooting stuff down. Queen's coming in clutch there. Oh, more Marines are coming, moving forward. We do have a couple of Banelings on the way right now, and there's 10 out already, so it's going to be 16 Banes. Without Banelings, the Zerg army is legitimately so crap against Marines. It is insane how bad it is. Just now we're going to get a fort base though, so that is really late into the game. We're also instantly getting a run by being sent over there. Triple Marine drop is moving towards the left as well. And these Lings are going to try to run in, are going to get a cancel. No, it's just going to get pushed back. We'll find this drop though, which is, you know, something that they'll find. Oh, look at these guys. They're just darting and escaping, man. Difficult to catch these guys. Mine does succeed though. Gets a couple of kills. Infestation pit's almost done. That means we're probably gonna go into Hive. I'm expecting Viper once again. Hydra Bane Viper. Maybe the Lurkers. Oh, this fight could have gone so much worse for Byun, but it didn't. At the same time, we have a push coming in through the middle. Dude, Byun is playing some very fun StarCraft. Snipe. Ooh, misses too though. Oh, that was a big hit on those Marines. Saw that? 15, 20 Marines just disappearing at an instant. Had he gotten all 4 of those Banelings, I think we would have ended up in a situation where... I'm not saying that Shin dies, but Shin is going to lose a lot of freaking Lings and Hydras. And maybe even an Overlord or a couple of drones in that natural. Because the Marines are very close to treasure. Very, very close to it. Okay, 3 tumor scan. Here we go. Stimson forward. Again, an orbital command on the fort base. I don't understand this. I mean, I understand why you'd want it, because it's money, but this type of stuff is so hard to deal with if you don't have a planetary. And this is such a good position for a planetary as well, because it kind of locks off the attack towards your third, or your natural, whatever you call this. 4 medevac drop heading in towards the Promised Land. If the Promised Land was this natural base. Or this. Yeah, this is a natural base. Oh, I can't go in there. Cannot go in there. It's going to have to redrop. See if we can do anything useful. At the same time, we have another attack over here. No planetary to run back to. This is going to be tough. Oh, Baneling flank coming from the bottom. Byun didn't see it. I didn't see it. Shin was the only one that was aware. And all of a sudden, Shin is knocking on the door. And he's not here to sell you cookies. He ain't no Girl Scout. Okay? He's here to shove some Banelings down your throat. And he'll do it all for free. It'll just cost you your spot in the tournament. Or your MMR. Orbital command goes down, no lift, Byun in a world of trouble. 83 worker supply to 42, 90 army supply to 76. We're building a lurker den. Lurkers are going to be the stop, don't go any further. Like that's going to be it for Byun, you know, like he's just gonna get stopped completely. Ooh. Until then, Shin does need to survive, so I think Banelings would be a very good option here. We have a couple of Hydras out, which are helpful. Do we have any spellcasters? The answer is no. I don't see them at least. No spellcasters. This base is gonna get cleared, but I mean Byun needs more than just clearing half a base, right? Like he's going to need to actually kill stuff. His army supply is actually looking quite decent. A couple of Banelings are falling right now. Weird way of holding up here out of Shin, who seems to actually be kind of struggling. At the same time, we have a drop over here. Does die. I think there was a Ling run by in that natural base. Marines moving further in forward. Lots of Hydras going down. Army supply in favor of Byun. Once more, Byun is making some magic happen here. Look at that. Very neat control. Oh, but that Baneling hit is a game changer. We've had a couple of game-changing Baneling hits so far. Very, very frustrating for Byun. Very, very frustrating indeed. So the tasty Lope is just standing over there on the left. Gonna get a triple medevac drop. The problem is that this time Shin just has too much mining. Byun doesn't have a fort base. Like I really think I'm not sure if a planetary would have saved it, but it would have definitely helped. Ooh, lurkers are gonna go down. That's -3 lurkers. This base actually in some trouble. Drone's also in some trouble. Okay, we get to escape. 3-3 finishes up. We get a boost towards the what? Towards the right. Byun just want to keep on constant pressure here. Just need to be careful though, because there's spores everywhere. It's gonna take quite a bit of damage there on his medevacs. These units are still in his opponent's face as well. I mean, this is just awkward. This is just awkward. 3 medevacs stuck. Lings here are gonna get caught. 160 supply, or 170 supply almost. To 130. Upgrades 3-3 versus 3-3. Lurkers once again being added into the mix. We're gonna go up to 7-8 lurkers right now. It's just getting tougher and tougher for Byun. Like he's made some magical comebacks and some magical almost comebacks, but this is going to be very hard. It's a super overstimmed army as well, and even if he can safely get away out of this, it's not like getting safely away from here is what you want. You want to kill stuff, you want to win games, because he is so far behind in eco, like he cannot reliably play an actual eco game anymore. It's just not going to be possible, like whatsoever. Adaptive Talon on the way, +1 range for the lurkers is on the way as well, so we're gonna even get a lurker attack over here. I thought it was going to be a lurker attack over here. I mean, no fort base. This base is empty. This is empty. This is running empty, at least on most of these patches right now. Probably means that Byun doesn't have so much time anymore. I actually think his time has already run out. I think his time has already run out. 9 lurkers total. So we have lurkers from the left, lurkers from the right. Byun stuck between a rock and a hard place. Managed to sneak out for now, but there was a third one. A rock, a hard place, and an open alley. That's where he went. And we now have 2 split armies that Shin has that could clear Byun's entire army. Like, just because it is too sophisticated, the armies that Shin has. Like the lurker Hydraling Bane is just so freaking good. And the thing is, Byun also isn't teching, like, it's not like, oh, 2 minutes from now we're gonna have 12 ghosts. It's like, no, 2 minutes from now we're gonna have 8 more marauders. Like, that is what we're doing here. So this is not gonna be the fight I think that we're looking for at all. He's gonna clear a bunch of lurkers, but not all of them. It's still 180 supply to 110 as well. Now we're gonna go make an attack here onto this third or natural base that lifted onto the fort. Lurkers are settling in. GG gets called, and Shin is going to win the series 2-1.